few days. The former PAG chair, Dr. Hoa Nguyen. Good morning, Doc.
Hi, good morning, Chris. Good morning, Mr. Sabrina, John.
Good morning.
Let's just get right into it because I know that we had spoke over the weekend. You're seeing a lot of traffic at AMC, and I know you also know of a lot of traffic at GRMC, and this is relative to symptomatic cases. What else can you tell us, Doc?
Yeah, I think that we kind of have to really approach everything, guys, in back to the basic. And really, I think the mask, the hand washing, the social distance had to go back both for fully vaccinated and vaccinated people. You know, I think that we understand now that the fully vaccinated people are also can transmit the virus, and as they're not as sick as the unvaccinated, but both can transmit. So we have to kind of pass the message out to both group that, hey, you have to really go back to square one, just because if we have more transmission in the community, the hospitalization will most likely will go up, and there's more people will be in the ICU. So what we noticed is that, you know, we used to see a whole lot more unvaccinated people that turn positive and symptomatic. Okay, now in the past week or so, we've been tracking on our clinic and the other clinic is that the percentage of fully vaccinated symptomatic people are going up dramatically. You know, for just for the last 2 days that we've been follow, from one day, 9 out of 12 people that positive are fully symptomatic and fully vaccinated, and another day is 9%, 4 out of 5 positive from fully vaccinated people. So again, you know, the key here is we really need to unite both the fully vaccinated and unvaccinated, and we hold everyone going to play a big part of this to try to curb this virus. And you know, the other one that I was talking to some of the doctors this morning and try to rephrase the question on are you sick or not, because you know the Delta on the fully vaccinated people are somewhat very much different on the symptom, because if you ask people, are you sick? They say, no, I'm not sick. But if you really go back and say, okay, are you congested? Oh, they say, yeah, I have a cold, you know. So I think congestion, headache, and sore throat, those are the ones that you really have to ask specific questions. Because people understand sick and congestion are totally different, but those symptoms that mean that you can transmit the virus to everybody. So you really have to be very careful when you ask the question. And again, I'm going to ask people that you have a little runny nose, some headache, some sore throat, some body ache. Please come in and get tested. Don't go to work, because that's all we see is they don't feel that sick, but they go to work, but then they really have a high rate of transmission to people at work, and that's what we see the surge, and we have to slow down the surge somehow. But we need to speak in the same voice, both vax and unvax, and we need to be careful and go back to square one.
Doc, let me ask though, because you're, and this has been the conversation with the vaccinated being able to catch it and spread it. But with these cases you're seeing, like, what are you tracking? Is it just that the Delta variant is so severe, or are you seeing some of these patients where they took the vaccine, 6, 7, 8 months ago, and we're starting to see that, right? Because they say after 8 months you got to get the booster. So is it just all of these things happening at the same time, or is it just strictly Delta variant?
Chris, we treat everyone as the worst scenario as they have the Delta variant, because that's what in medical field, we look at people for the worst and we work ourselves backward, right? So right now, just like the Mandarin, the Delta variants are the main culprit right now. So we have to treat everybody in Guam like they have the Delta variant. That's how we going to curb the surge, but we have to think for the worst. Again, most we see is on the Pfizer group, around Moderna, and yes, the vaccination range anywhere from December timeframe to mid-March timeframe. That's what we see. So that means that does our immune system again, the neutralized antibody are going down. That's a possibility, and that's what the literature show that after about 6 to 9 months, the neutralized antibody are coming down, and that's where the third shot of the booster shot will come in play. I think we're all expecting that the third shot will be available for the high risk and the health profession and the frontliner, hopefully as soon as by the end of September or earlier. As I say, we probably will hear that very soon.
Yeah, so I mean that's accepted fact that the vaccines wane from 6 to 9 months after you get them, and that's why we have to take the booster shot. So, Doc, I just want to be careful because I feel like a lot of my friends who are fully vaccinated believe that they're superheroes and they can go around and do whatever, especially now that this whole conversation is like, oh, if you're vaccinated, you get to do this and you get to do that because, you're vaccinated. So I want to just be careful that we're not making these vaccinated people feel like they're somehow elevated above everything that, stems the transmission of the virus. So what would your message be to the vaccinated people out there?
Yeah, Chris, like I say, we need to stop segregating when the fully vaccinated and the vaccinated. We we need to stop doing that. I think that everyone should be treated the same, unvaccinated, because to fight this virus, we need everyone effort. Yes, I think the message come out that, hey, if you're fully vaccinated, and the majority of our people do think that if they get vaccinated already, that they won't get sick. I hear that message every day in our practices, because how can it be positive? I'm fully vaccinated. So that message to be out there to let our people know that, hey, even you're fully vaccinated, you have to be careful. And that's what, to me and to the pack, that we recommend limitation on the gathering. And that's very important, because doesn't matter you're fully vaccinated and you have gathering of both 20, 25 people, you will transmit the virus to one each other. And guess what? We live in a community. You're gonna encounter some unvaccinated people. You're gonna encounter some fully vaccinated people. But if you're symptomatic with this very mild symptom, you are transmitting the virus to other people. Doesn't matter. And we see that in the data already. Okay, so the Delta are somewhat different. So we have to ask, especially the fully vaccinated, to be extra cautious, because your symptom can be very mild, but you are fully infectious to other people around you. And the time that you are fully infectious, about 2-3 days before you show your symptom, about 3-4 days after you show after your symptoms started. So you have about a 5 to 7 day period there that you are very highly infectious to people around you. So so again, for the fully vaccinated, we're going to ask them to, number one, is go back to basic, your mask, your social distance, your hand washing, and also to pay attention to your symptom, because although it's very mild, you are infectious. So it goes with both the vax and unvax. So like I say, we should be unite together and not divided by some type of segregation of you're fully vaccinated or unvaccinated. I think that's, to me, still the wrong message to our people.
Well, clearly that's not going to happen, so...
Yeah, to me, immunization is the key, and I'm always going to push that. I believe in that, because it decreases the hospitalization. But again, you still need to make sure people understand that a decrease in hospitalization, decrease in death, but you still can transmit. So you still have to go back to square one and do the basic. Okay.
Okay, Doc.
So make sure that people know that, and when we gotta go back to basics.
Mm-hmm.
The hand washing, the mask, and the social distance. Okay, and let's go together for this. But Delta is not the only one. It's going to have more variants coming down the line.
Oh, I want to just follow up on what you told us last week, that the numbers were still climbing. It's gonna get worse.
Yeah, it's going to get worse. But what I'm concerned about is that the testing strategy go from one extreme to the next right now, and the binax will create a lot of false negative out there. So we're going to artificially see some decrease in number, but there's a positive out there that's not going to be catched by the binax, the antigen card. So it's totally from one extreme to the next, and I think more stratification need to be in place in order to identify the positive at the mass outreach.
Doc, you said it's going to get worse, but Chima this morning said that now that the kids are out of school, it's going to get better because they're not gathering at the schools anymore.
No, the school is not the outbreak. We all have data where the outbreak comes from. And the outbreak comes from the gathering, and the cluster come from the certain part of our business. So it's not the school. The school is not the culprit. Remember, kid can transmit, but very low. It's us adult, the one that can transmit a lot more. It's not the kid. The school is not the outbreak. The outbreak comes from home. And that's why I ask everyone to really come back to the basic, because if we all come back to the basic and respect each other, the outbreak will go down. So that's the key. So it's not the school. We know where the cluster coming from, and we not control those area of business that the cluster coming from.
Thank you, Doc.
Okay. So.
Hey, congratulations. Can I send you guys a pic real quick? Just hold on, okay? Can you pop this up on our...
the fishing.
Yeah. Just want
to
to
congratulate. Yeah.
So Doc is an avid fisherman, right?
Yeah, he is.
That's an understatement.
Here, I'm sending the pic to the chat. If we could pop it up and just congratulate Dr. Hoa.
Oh, okay. Here, I got it. You got it, sir?
On a second place finish.
Hey!
Yeah, I know this is going to make the governor salty because she's, thinking you're probably home crying into your pillow. But now you're out here. You're out here living, catching big fish, Gov. Take that.
Yeah,
oh.
Social distance in the water. You can't catch the cold.
Right. Thank you, Doc. And congrats.
Okay.
Just let us know when we're going to pick up our fillets.
So he's a physician and an angler.
There you go. All right. There you go, Dr. Hoa Nguyen. It's 9:04. We're going to take a quick break. And there's no school out there, but school about to start here on the link, okay? Because your school is in our Zoom room.
Class is in session.
That's it. You're gonna a whole lot of learn. You're gonna get your learn on, guys. 9:05. And just because there's no school, especially for my GDO ears, because you got a week of staff development. Don't rot in your brains, guys.